Howdy y'all, welcome back to Rat's Nest Hot Rods. Let's get Ray's Rambler out on the road. This is a 1966 AMC Rambler. We're going to put the steering column in today, put the steering wheel back on, and finalize the wiring up under the dash. You need that steering column in there to do that. So this is a necessary evil. Well, not evil if you ever want to drive your car, I guess. As you can see, it's a straight shot down to the steering gear, which kind of blew my mind. No rag joint, no anything. Just a death dagger that'll stab the living crap out of you if you ever get in a front end collision. Note to self, AMC Rambler drivers. Manual steering, no power steering, obviously. So we're going to get this in. I'll show the final wire up, some testings, and we'll do a drive around.
Just spinning through my head. I never wanted it to be like this, but to be is to be awake, and awake is all there is. Experiment with love, and I fell out of drugs. I found you at the doorstep of the millennium, black and blue. And the night guards have their way with you. The day takes out his mindless fury on you. Sometimes.
All right, let's jump on this steering column, shall we? This we ran into some issues here. You can see, keep your eye there on the turn signal switch dealio there. That is not the correct one for this car, we found out. We have a 66 Rambler, but that column might be out of something else. It did not line up with any of the replacement parts that were supposed to be for the car, so chances are that column or the something's going on in there to where it doesn't work. So we'll end up making it work, but we're gonna crush it and have to glue some things back together in the meantime. We will be replacing this out in the future with its own I did it steering column or something of that sort to kind of make it right, because the turn signal system on this thing was kind of floppy after we made it work, shall we say. But it got it on the road, and just going to do some labeling here on the column so that I know which wires are which. The Kwik Wire kit comes with a Chrysler, a GM, and a Ford connector kit, and it doesn't work for obviously an AMC, so you got to make your own and ring things out. Make sure you got your turn signals and all that good stuff in the right spot. All right, let's speed it up.
Sometimes doesn't it seem like the good times have passed us by? Oh, Joni, sometimes I dream that we change our name and move out into the country. Oh, baby, you and me. Escape is a word that's often heard on my lips, but I never speak. I have wasted time, and now time wastes me. Like lost invitations, luggage left out at the station. The rotation of the howling moon as it's falling out of view. The stars that run through the fields with you, and the sun who sits in his jail with you. Sometimes doesn't it seem like the good times have passed us by? Sometimes doesn't it seem like the good times have...
Out comes the continuity tester. We're going to ring this out one more time just so that I feel comfortable with it. We've got everything landed in there, but the way it went in was not confidence inspiring. Kind of had to make it fit, so we're going to ring this out, make sure everything rings true and it's not ground faulted or shorted out. good tip for you before you put the steering column in is to get in there and put all your connectors on the wires that you're going to be connecting that column to. Much easier to work under the dash without the column in there, so this is a good tip. Take your time and do this. Get everything stripped, ready, connect it up, so that when you drop that column in there, you can just it's just a matter of plugging the male and female disconnects and making sure you got the right wires going to the right wires.
Sometimes doesn't it seem like the good times have passed us by? Sometimes doesn't it seem like the good times have passed us by? Sometimes doesn't it seem like the good times have...
El Paso, like a sunrise rehearsal, it came out of darkness on the edge of the world. Downtown El Paso was 1,000 sparks from a bothered fire. The graceful smell of oil, like a slender feather, floated weightlessly. To look across to Mexico, I felt blissful, simple. The Rio Grande divided the fluorescence from the candles of Juarez. Texaco station, the dusty wind hunts shadows. There's a certain slant of light in the blinds.
Gonna get the steering wheel test fitted now. I forgot the spring that goes in behind this thing the first time, and that kind of holds a grommet or a shaft in there that aligns the steering shaft. As dumb as that sounds, but it presses against the back plate of the steering wheel and holds that shaft nice and centered, and so I was having a little trouble here, but we got it in there, and so we're getting close, folks. We're going to get this in and start testing all the turn signal lights and the horn and all that good stuff, and then we'll run around the car, land all our grounds, and take some time to tidy up there. And fast forward, I spent some time under the dash again. That's the final time that you're going to get everything tied up in there nice and tidy, and it probably goes in 3 stages as you've seen it go through, but it is important, and just take your time with it. It might look overwhelming at first, but grab your tie wraps and slowly start working your way through there. Make something comfortable down in there, like a sleeping bag or whatever, and get under there with a good light and take your time. Yes, this is the second time we figured out that we've got the wrong turn signal mechanism, and we cracked something. So we're going to use some of that Q-bond stuff up there on the dash and put things back together, and then re-put the steering wheel on. Yeah, I'm showing it. Oh well. I'm using a soldering iron here to melt some of the plastic back together too. Works pretty good, actually.
Can't find a job, much less a girl. It's plain to say there ain't no love to be found. dance floor says you're weary. Yeah, you're feeling half sick. That's when it comes to it's yours. You got it, you got it. Those hyper-saturated blues. You're lonely, lonely like the only man. Like you're the last drifter on earth and the last pretty girl she don't understand. You're the wounded animal outside the holy city of her face, with 10,000 years pounding through the streets of her veins. Her hips waist to the music and the music magic plays.
Had to drop back here for a minute and make a little handle for the parking brake assembly. Ray was able to find a collar at a local hardware store. We're just going to weld it onto the back of a piece of 1/4-inch flat stock, and it's got a little Allen screw in that collar so that we can tighten it down, and he's got something to grab onto rather than vice grips. Worked out pretty good.
They're written on the rain, they say you're weary. Yeah, you're feeling half sick. That's when it comes to it's yours. You got it, you got it.
All right, Ray's doing the fun part and the safe part. We're getting close now. He's going to put the seatbelt and the driver's seat in the car so that he can drive his car home, continue working on it. I'll be jumping up front here after he gets the seat in and tidying up those front turn signals, and then we'll be doing the test and the test drive.
You've heard the sirens singing their sexy siren songs. The girls are dancing to the records that the DJ plays. You're an Adam out of Eden without an Eve for his bed. The girls are dancing to the records that the DJ plays. And now you're weary. Yeah, you're feeling half sick. That's when it comes to it's yours. You got it, you got it. Those hyper-saturated blues.
Always a good idea to do a final walk around or an extra walk around. Test the brake lights out outside, left and right signal real quick, and then we'll test the take a look at the front also. Holding the brake on at the same time as you're hitting the turn signal is always a good idea. When I make up my mind on shaky cam here, we'll walk up front and check this one, and then I'll sit back in there on that floor pan and try and hold on to my ass while Ray drives at a record speed for a really slow AMC Rambler. Headlights are working, turn signals are working, everything looks to be good. So we'll run this up the hill and cruise down the road, and I'll say goodbye to y'all. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the subscriptions. Really do enjoy the doing the videos. I know it's been a few weeks since I got one up, but yeah, been focusing on the Cadillac. So the next ones you're going to see, we're going to be back on that 1965 Cadillac for a good amount of time, and it's made a ton of progress, all stripped down and ready for epoxy primer as of today. So you'll be seeing that here shortly in the future. As always, peace and grease, sucker.